So Donald Trump banned people coming to the U.S. from Iraq, Iran, Syria, Yemen, Sudan, Libya, and Somalia. But many commenters have pointed out the utter arbitrary nature of picking those countries, quite apart from its stupidity, which we just covered in detail. Because if the concern is what they say it is, and they claim, oh, terrorism, that's what it is, it's terrorism. Well, there's been 0 fatal terror attacks in the last 40 years from people from those 7 countries. So, in the words of somebody we know, wrong. Now, furthermore, if that is your concern, now I'm not advocating this idea because it's not a good idea either way, because you're still doing broad, generalized, bigoted, vague thinking and treating people as a monolith. But if that was your concern, why is the UAE, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia left off the list? So the New York Times explains here, these countries, unlike those subject to the ban, are ones where Donald Trump has done business. In Saudi Arabia, his most recent government financial disclosure revealed several limited liability Trump corporations. In Egypt, he had 2 Trump companies registered. In the United Arab Emirates, he had licensed his name to a Dubai golf resort and a luxury residential development and spa. Some of these entities have since been closed, and others remain active. A look at other nations with large Muslim populations only reinforces this troubling pattern. Turkey, India, and the Philippines could all pose similar risks as the banned countries of origin that concern the president. Yet Trump has done business in all 3 places. They, too, are omitted from his list. Shocker. So the guy who I'm protecting everybody. That's what I'm doing. That's what it's all about here, man. Protecting from terrorism. Daddy Trump's going to save you. Law and order candidate. The countries where it's most likely that you're going to have an attack from somebody from there, off the list. Saudi Arabia, 15 of the 19 hijackers on 9/11 were from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is the home of Wahhabi Islam, the most ultra-conservative, fundamentalist, right-wing version of Islam. They are ISIS that made it. And Trump's like, oh, them? No, they have money. It's all about that petrodollar, bitch. They have money. They have oil. We have business relations with them. And furthermore, like they're pointing out here, but I happen to know more detail on that, Trump registered 7 new businesses in Saudi Arabia since he started campaigning for president. 7. So if you're rich and you're Muslim, well, I don't care about your ideology, even if it is toxic and even if it is bigoted. I don't care about your ideology. It's all good because we're business partners. So, we're open to you. We will pick on the relatively poorer Muslim countries where most of them we've been bombing, and still they've done 0 terror attacks in the last 40 years, people from those countries in the United States. So it's an arbitrary list. And by the way, again, I want to be clear. I'm not advocating, you should ban people from Saudi Arabia from coming here, because that would be bigoted too. Yes, the government has a toxic ideology. Yes, they're the most right-wing, ultra-conservative country that there is. But that doesn't mean that everybody in Saudi Arabia is guilty of that. Clearly, you have plenty of people there who are secular people, who are liberal Muslims, who many of them would escape persecution. I mean, you know how they treat people there. Oh, you did drug smuggling, we're going to behead you in the public square. Oh, you're a woman and you don't want to cover your face and you want to drive. You want to be treated equally. How dare you, bitch? Fall in line. Well, what if we need to give refugee protection to some people from there? But no. Well, actually, in the case of Saudi Arabia, maybe he would take them. But if that happens to be the case and you're getting bombs dropped on you in Yemen, if ISIS is killing your family in Syria, if you're in Iran and you're being persecuted for religious reasons, nope, then you can't come here. So it's a horrible idea. Look, you have to vet individually and on a case-by-case basis. And we already have a great vetting process in the U.S. Biometric screening, multiple different government organizations are involved. They go through various records. They do all these different kinds of tests. It takes over a year on average to get in here. So you do it on a case-by-case basis because that's the rational thing to do. And obviously you open it up to everybody because, what are you going to do? People from the most war-torn region right now in Syria, the people who need the help the most are the ones you're going to say, I'm not even going to consider you? well, that's a monstrous idea, and that's a terrible idea, and history will not judge that kindly, and they're right to not judge it kindly.